Hello people, and this is my channel named Animate the Honor. This channel is based on what ifs of anime, mostly My Hero Academia, Naruto, and One Piece. And there will be more sometimes around, but not very often, as much as Naruto, One Piece, and MHA. So basically, I'm going to get started on this what if in a bit. But first, I would like if you subscribe, hit that like button, and turn off the notification bell. So we start off today regularly. Oh, sorry, hold up. So we start off today, regular day. Deku wakes up, about 3.5 years old. Inko shouting, "Deku, get to the car, it's time to go to school." So Deku goes to school, and Kachan is already there, and they eventually meet up together in class. And then out of nowhere, Bakugo awakens his quirk, and everybody just shouts around him. And Bakugo just looking at his hands while he's creating mini explosions out of his hands. Going boom, 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 boom. And then Deku is so amazed at seeing this. He's like, "Wow, Kachan, your quirk is so amazing." Bakugo, not surprised at this, with his ego and all. He's, "No, duh. I have the greatest quirk ever. Nobody will have a better quirk than me." Deku's like, your quirk is great, but when I get my quirk, it's going to be even better. Yeah, Deku is a little more high-spirited in this one. So, it's about months later. Deku's birthday had passed, and he's about 4 years old. It's the summertime. Bakugo and Deku are walking through the forest while Bakugo is like, "Forward marching, here we go, members of the agency, Bakugo." Well, it's Bakugo, Deku, and some extras, as Bakugo would say. So, basically, all that happens is Izuku is walking down, feeling very exhausted, and is dehydrated, but he doesn't know that. So basically hold up. Sorry about that. Needed some water, of course. So basically, boom, out of nowhere, Izuku just falls on the ground, exhausted. Kachan tries to help him up, but looks like Deku isn't okay. So basically, Bakugo sits him on a trunk and gives Izuku a water bottle. As Izuku's drinking that water bottle, his strength is just regained out of nowhere. Fully healed. Oh yeah. Fully healed and energized. So basically, Deku gets up all fine and stuff. It's like, "Wow, I feel really good now. I wonder what happened." And out of nowhere, the water bottle that Deku was holding, the water started elevating up with the movements of Deku's hand. Izuku sees this. He's like, "Whoa," moving the water around with the movement of his hand. Izuku tries to shape it into something, but couldn't really get his hand of it, and boom, the water just falls to the ground, making a splash. Psh. Izuku's like, while Bakugo looked at him like, and Deku's like, "Oh my gosh, I think I just awakened my quirk, Kachan." So Izuku runs home with Kachan, running as fast as they can to Inko. Izuku's like, Mom, I think I've awakened my quirk. We have to go to the doctor." And Inko was like, "Okay." Well, not okay, of course. She was more like, why would I take you to the doctor if I don't know your quirk? So Deku tells her about what happened in the forest. She's like, wow. Okay, we're going to be taken to your doctor now. Sorry about that. Had to get some water. As Izuku and Inko arrives at the hospital, Izuku sits down as they talk to the doctor. The doctor says, "Can we examine your son's quirk, please?" Asks the doctor to Inko. Inko says, "Yes, just don't take too long." So Izuku goes back to the testing part of the lab, and what he does is shows the doctor that when he drinks water and is hydrated, shows the doctor that he can make water move in midair. Then the doctor gave Deku some water to drink. And then all of a sudden, Deku was able to control even more water. And this time, Deku actually made the shape of a box, a cube. So, after that, wait, hold up. Sorry, I really need water. And then, as the doctor tries to explain what Izuku's quirk is, the doctor tells Inko that, while we were investigating Deku's quirk, we figured that his quirk is liquid manipulation. So basically, as long as he is hydrated with water, he's able to use his quirk perfectly fine. But the problem with his quirk is, the more he uses it, the more dehydrated and exhausted he gets. So in order to use his quirk pretty much, he needs to always be hydrated. And if he's gonna be using that quirk in the future a lot, he's gonna always need a water bottle on him. Then the doctor describes more about the quirk. So pretty much what Deku can do when he's hydrated is he can control water in control liquid, any type of liquid, as long as it's a liquid. He can control it with the movement of his hands. And his mind, of course. He can change the shape. He can change the shape, move it up and down, throw it across the room, catch it. He can grab moisture out of the air if he gets to that point where he's strong enough to do that. He can grab moisture out of grass and do many things with all liquids. As long as it's a liquid, it will work, and as long as he is hydrated. When Inko hears the news, she's like, "How come it's nothing like me or his father's quirk, which is levitation? Well, I can levitate little objects, and his father can breathe fire." Well, the doctor states, sometimes quirks are randomly mutated, and it's not super rare, but it's still very rare. Most of the time, kids get a mix between their parents' quirk or one of their parents' quirks, or no quirk at all. Luckily, unexpectedly, Izuku developed a quirk on his own. Developed a different quirk. And then Inko thanks the doctor, and they head home. At home the next day, Izuku goes right back to school when the summer ends. Izuku and Kachan go straight back to school. As Izuku and Kachan meet up, they show the class their quirks while everybody is so surprised at Izuku's new quirk, and they think he could be a great hero in the future. Oops, sorry about that. They think he could be a great hero in the future. So, during this, Izuku and Kachan growing up were rivals. Because of Izuku's water quirk, it was hard for Deku to get around when they fought. For Bakugo to get around when they fought. But because of Bakugo's explosions, it was very hard for Deku with close combat. So growing up, they were very rivals, and they both acknowledge each other. Bakugo, of course, not showing that he acknowledges Deku. But Deku always tells Kachan that he believes in him, and that they can both get into UA Academy, their dream schools. Well, it's about time for the end of the school year, and their 8th grade middle school teacher tells them, asking them, well, what do you guys want in the future? And then throws up the papers. Like, of course you guys all want to go into the hero course. Well, while everybody in the classroom showing off their quirks for no apparent reason. But Deku is just with his head down, while Kachan is just with his feet on the table. Kachan jumps off and says, don't lump me and Izuku with these extras here. Me and Izuku are the only promising ones that can get into UA Academy. And then the teacher states, you are very valid but invalid, Bakugo. Well, they of course are stating facts. Well, the teacher says, well, we already have 2 applicants for 2 people getting into the UA award, applying for the UA practical exams. Sorry for that. Hold on, hopefully I can need water. Well, the teacher states, if I have not already said this, teacher states that we already have 2 students from here applying for the UA practical exams. And they are none other than less our star students of our class, of course. The smartest kids in our class and most talented, Izuku Midorya and Katsuki Bakugo. Wow. Bakugo screaming out, you're damn right about that. And ring, 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 ring. The school bell rings as it's a signal of school ending. Kachan asking Deku if they want to walk to school or walk to home together or hang out with their friends. While Izuku says, no thank you, Kachan. I think I'm going to take the long way today. And then Kachan states, okay, your choice, nerd. Oh, and by the way, in this, Kachan doesn't call Izuku. So I can't call him Deku now. Izuku Deku anymore. He just calls him Izuku or Smart. Well, I'll probably change that in the future because I'm kind of used to saying Deku. But yeah, doesn't really matter. Just clearing that I might change that, I might not. So basically, as Deku is walking home the long way, he walks down past this sewer while, boom, this giant slug villain charges out of the sewer. Trying to take over Izuku's body. As a sludge villain grabs on Deku's body. Izuku, boom, activates his quirk. Levitating up the sludge villain and asks him, what do you want with me? What do you want with me? As the sludge villain states, I want your body. Not like that. You know what I mean. I'm going to have your money in that quirk of yours so I can walk out the city very strong and get away with everything I've done. As All Might sees Midori handling the situation carefully, All Might states that I have to get in there. I can't just do nothing about this. He's a kid. He's not supposed to be using his quirk either way. It's not like he'll get in trouble. It's just self-defense. All Might runs in there. Texas Smash! Psh, psh. Oh, click the slammer. Midoriya and Katsuki Bakugo's role models are still All Might. So Texas Smash, seeing this, Midori gets all nervous, like, All Might, can I have your autograph? Well, All Might already hands Midoriya his notebook with his notebook. Hold up. His notebook signed. Oh my gosh, that took so long. I'm so sorry. With the notebook sound, and while Izuku tells the number one hero All Might, thank you. And All Might says, no worries. Just remember, you are always safe when I am here. While Izuku leaps up to stop All Might in his path and asks him, hey, All Might, do you think I can become a hero with my quirk? Some people say it's not very strong against powerful people, but I think I can make it that way. But sometimes I still feel doubt in myself. All Might says, don't look down on yourself, Izuku Midorya. Young Midoriya. Well, I'm guessing Midoriya already told him his name. Don't look down on yourself, young Midoriya. Your quirk and your skill and smarts is very great. What I saw today before I launched in was very talented. I'm surprised you can handle that village on your own. While Deku tries to ask All Might more questions about what he can do, All Might just states, I have to go. Jump. All Might blasts off with his quirk, not knowing anything yet until he looks at his leg, seeing Izuku holding on to it. As Izuku screaming, help me, I'm dying. And then All Might states, no, shh, you're not dying. You grabbed onto my leg while I was trying to jump across the city. And Izuku was like, oh, okay. Just screaming and act like he's in pain over and over again. So Izuku and All Might make it to the top of the roof. All Might talks to Midoriya more about his quirk, and then All Might states that, well, I guess it's time I go hand this villain in. He checks his pocket and didn't notice the villain's gone. But All Might is so exhausted, All Might gets out of his buff form all of a sudden, and Izuku just sees everything. Izuku's like, huh? Where'd All Might go? Hey, old man, you know where All Might went? And then, Izuku asks, he's like, I am All Might. Can't believe a kid saw me like this. Hey, kid, this is my true form. Ever since 5 years ago, I was in a notorious battle. I was in this really bad battle, causing me to get injured. Now I only can use my quirk for 3 hours a day. And Izuku was like, well, how come you look like this? I thought your quirk was just super strength. All Might states, no, it is not. This is not my quirk. It's like, when you're flexing, pretty much, but continuously. So I basically just flex to keep my body that size, so people can feel more safe around me. As All trying not to describe the quirk of One for All, I'm just trying to describe why his thing without telling Izuku about One for All. I'll be back in the water. Then Izuku notices what he's done and that he's the reason why the sludge villain has been lost. As Izuku walks downstairs after All Might has headed away, he he looks down on himself and saying, "There's no way I could become a hero if I'm acting foolish like this." But then Deku remembers the word of All Might. But still feeling down on himself a little bit, Deku tries to lighten himself up that he actually got to meet the #1 hero and that he was gonna tell tell Kachan that when he gets home. On his way home, all Deku hears is psh, 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 explosions that sounds very similar to his best friend Kachan. So Izuku goes to check it out. Looking at the slug villain, Izuku sees the sludge villain like, no, and seeing the sludge villain grasping over Kachan. Kachan very struggling, trying to get out, making an explosion. Get out of my way! Get off of me! Izuku just rushes into action. Even though he's dehydrated, he cannot use his quirk at the moment. He grabs his back, throws it at the villain's face. The villain is stunned. All Might sees this heroic act and says, this kid, he's so heroic. He inspires me to do even better. All Might goes over his limits for a little bit, activates his Buffalo Man. Detroit Smash! Boom! Boom! While as the weather starts to change, it starts raining. It starts raining out of nowhere. It starts raining while that sludge villain is pretty much knocked out. Well, if you can knock out a sludge villain, of course. Izuku gathers up after drinking a little bit from his water bottle. He gathers up the remaining pieces, the liquid of the sludge villains, and puts it in the bottles and gives it to the police. But Izuku is also notified to the police that he should not have done that, and that was very dangerous for a kid to do something like that. Katsuki looks at Izuku like, dang it, you saved me this time, Deku. But I'm still better than you, and I'll always be better than you. While Deku says, keep thinking that, kid. Keep thinking that, Kachan. Ooh, not bad. I will surpass you one day. I'm not bad for that, too. While Izuku still thinks he has a lower hand on Bakugo because Bakugo is very skilled with his quirk, Midorya also thinks that, Bakugo also acknowledges Izuku as well. Well, after that, Izuku just walks his way home through the streets. Well, the skinny streets that are always in anime, between like houses and apartments and stuff, as All Might appears, running too fast to this direction, and stops out of nowhere. Tries to stop Izuku. Izuku says, huh? All Might, how do you shake off all that press? All Might says, when you're as fast as me and as strong as me, you can do anything. All Might says theoretically. As All Might says something to Izuku. He said, Izuku Midorya. And Mick said, yeah? Yeah, All Might? All Might states that what I saw today out of you was very, very, very heroic. You sacrificed your own life. I noticed you didn't use your quirk, so you must have a limitation to that. And then Deku states, yeah, if I use my quirk too much, I will be dehydrated. I was very dehydrated at the time. I had no time to think of drinking my water bottle, so I just rushed into action, like my body moved on its own just to save my friend. And then All Might hears what Izuku had to say, and All Might just states, wow. Well, All Might in his mind, wow. This is the potential of a vessel for one for all. And I think I know my decision. Then All Might tells Izuku, want to inherit my quirk? Well, Izuku's like, huh? Want to inherit what? Your quirk. Izuku says, well, I already have a quirk. And I don't understand the whole inherit thing. Then All Might describes about the whole yada yada yada, one for all, being passed down by each successor and getting stronger over the past years. And then Izuku listened, and Izuku accepts, saying, yes, All Might, sir, I will accept your quirk and get stronger with you. We'll get stronger with your hopefully hard training, because, Deku really liked hard training and liked to train a lot. And after that, Deku hit All Might gives Izuku Midorya the training schedule. Tells Deku to meet him at the beach at 7 o'clock. Sorry for the bad quality of this video. It's just that I'm new to making what ifs, so I didn't even write at all in this, so for the next video I'll write what I'm going to say, because I know it was very sloppy. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed making it. I will see you guys next time. Peace out and goodbye. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.